The beauty of Michigan really is up north, in my opinion. And that's what the Conservancy is really all about, is trying to preserve those lands for future generations. If I have a piece of land and I value it, I value its beauty, I'm glad I own it, I utilize it. If I wanted to subdivide it and make a whole bunch of money, you know, I could do that. But if I don't want to do that, why would I sell it and let somebody else do that? You know, and when you look at a conservation easement, it's a voluntary agreement between the nonprofit, in this case Headwaters Land Conservancy, and a landowner, and you're only giving up two things. You're giving up the right to subdivide it, but you can have building envelopes on it as long as it doesn't reduce the conservation value, and you give up the right to develop it. That is, you can't have a huge gravel pit or a big oil and gas field on it. So, but you can continue to use it, you can hunt on it, you can harvest wood, you can sell it, you can pass it on to your kids.
Hi, my name is Jim Gregard. This is my wife Linda. We're the owners of Big Paw Wildlife Conservancy. Why a conservancy? Well, Linda, why don't you explain what this land means to you and where it all started?
I was born on this property. My family owned a resort, a very nice resort, and so I spent all my childhood just in this beautiful area.
Well, I guess just because I grew up here. You know, when I look at this field, I can see things that happened here 50 years ago. You know, so it's got all my roots and everything here. You know. So it's more than just a field, you know.
What we have now is a 25-acre parcel with a little over 1,000 feet that will never see the developer's eye, and will stay in my family, I'm quite confident, for multiple generations to come.
Well, you know, they aren't going to make any more land in Michigan, and the more of it we preserve, the prettier this state's going to be. When you preserve land, you're not just making beauty. There's scientific evidence to show that these vacant properties have ecological value. I mean, they're producing wildlife that goes from one property to another. They're controlling erosion. They're keeping rivers and lakes clean. They're producing oxygen with all the vegetation on them. So it's not just beauty. There's a lot of scientific value of open lands.
If you live in Northeast Michigan, you realize the abundance of all of the wild things that are still here, and you realize that it won't last forever without our help, and that's why I love what I do.
I've seen, there's a 2,000 house subdivision up here just north of here now that was all 2 tracks when I was a kid. So it's built up big.
All you have to do is look at a plat map from, say, 1970, especially in this country here, to a plat map and compare it to one today, and you can see the subdivisions that have occurred.
It gives me a way to at least somewhat control what'll happen to it, It's not gonna become a subdivision. And that's what, that's important to me.
What we do here at Headwaters is forever. This is not a day-to-day, week-to-week thing. When we preserve, when we take on the responsibility of preserving an easement, it's forever. The important aspects of the Big Paw Wildlife Conservancy is the partnership we have with Headwaters. Headwaters will exist as long as this land does, and Headwaters will ensure that the land is never developed or spoiled, the trees cut. There will be no logging, there will be no housing developments. It will stay natural, the way that God intended it. I have probably enjoyed most is exposing our grandkids to the up north experience. They live down in near major cities, and the concept of these trees and water and air up here is something that I really enjoy sharing with them, and it's fun to see their eyes light up when they experience something new, some new animal, some new plant. It's really satisfying to me.
Mother Nature's my boss. I get bossed around by her and them cows a lot. but there's a freedom there, and being self-employed that is I'm well suited for.